Have you ever experienced such peak fiction that it didn't just stay as something that you enjoyed, it actually connected with you on a personal level, changed the way you see things, and even inspires you to create your own stories? That's been me for years. I kept drawing characters, writing random ass stories, and stacking ideas that never become anything real. Until recently, I finally decided to stop building random ideas and actually bring everything together. So in this video, I'll be explaining to you how I plan to finally bring my universe, the Chrono-Drifters, to life, hoping to find other people like me who are interested in everything that inspired me to start creating in the first place. Especially Avatar: The Last Airbender and Ninjago, but also more general stuff like superheroes, comics, sci-fi, animes, and much more. And will follow along on my journey to make my ideas come to life. Let's get started.
Let's go!
If you're new here, you might be wondering, what even are the Chrono-Drifters? The Chrono-Drifters is a multi-genre series built around a massive event called the Great Merge. Here's the simplest way to understand it. There's 6 completely different timelines, each with their own genres, themes, and elemental powers, all collided into one shared reality due to a cosmic threat. So suddenly, worlds with knights, pirates, robots, ninjas, and cowboys, they all come together, all forced into the same reality, and when that happens, nothing stays balanced. At first glance, Chrono-Drifters look like a generic, chaotic action story, but that's just on the surface, because I will deeply explore the ideas of identity, psychology, trauma, ambition, and what happens to the human experience when completely different ideologies are forced to exist in the same reality. But there's something deeper hidden in this world, starting with the name itself, Chrono-Drifters. After the Great Merge, reality didn't just collide, it was rewritten. Most people in the world don't even remember the timeline that came before, because their memories were manipulated to make it feel like everything has always been this way, but not everyone was affected. People who possesses the core elemental powers. These abilities aren't just for combat, they're tied to emotion, mentality, and identity itself. And because of that, they resist the memory manipulation affecting everyone else. So while the rest of the world accepts the rewritten history without question, those with elemental powers remembers. So they're constantly drifting between what the world believes and what actually happened. And that's where the name came from. They're the one that drift through the broken timelines and fractured reality. So they're the Chrono-Drifters. Now here's where things get a bit more personal. One of the main antagonists of the series is Meltdown. I've made some animations for him that are up on my channel. Here's a quick glance. At first, he looks like a massive red armored fire-powered knight, almost like a standard villain, but that's not what he is at all. Meltdown represents obsession and the slow corruption of ambition, and what happens when someone becomes so focused on their purpose that they stop noticing when they cross the line between saving the world and destroying it. And that idea, that kind of character depth, which contrasts with their simple character designs, is what every volume in the Chrono-Drifters is built around. Each story focuses on a different group of characters, sometimes even in a different genre, but everything is still a part of one connected universe. And right now, I'm working on the first issue, called The Fractured Obsidian, which follows the story of Meltdown and Eclipse. And these are the core characters that are currently the foundation of the world. So we got Eclipse, who's a knight driven by revenge, who slowly learns that his elemental power isn't used for destruction, but is used to protect what he still has left. And we got the big bad guy here, Meltdown, a story about ambition turning into obsession, and how chasing greatness and power can slowly erase your identity and sense of purpose. There are more stories planned, like the Cyber 3 childhood friends with Strike, Cryoblade, and Doomboxer. There are also more stories planned like Shell Shock and the Dark Ages, but they come later. Growing up, I was always drawing random stuff, Ninja Turtles, Transformers, superheroes, anything that looked cool. I didn't really think too deeply of it, I just liked drawing. Then a few years ago, a friend of mine suggested that we make a video game together. He wanted to learn how to code, and I was pretty good at drawing, so I would have handled all the visuals while he handled the programming. It sounded pretty simple, it was just a basic platformer, but I kept running into one problem: the story. I wasn't really thinking about the gameplay, I just wanted to make reasons why this guy that I drew is jumping all over the place. That wasn't really what my friend was focused on, so eventually we went our separate ways. And even though the game didn't work out, that inspired me to do my own stories and characters. So I started building a pixel-styled story game inspired by games like Undertale, Hyper Light Drifter, Dead Cells, and other games I thought looked really cool. But the more I worked on it, the more it stopped being a game. Because I wasn't really trying to make levels and stuff, I was just trying to like write the stories for them, and that's when it clicked. Why am I trying to make a game when all I care about are the characters and the stories, and barely gave any attention to the gameplay? So then I decided to start working on comics, as an easy way to start expressing the stories without having to learn programming. I still intend to make the game in the future as I consider the story of the game while writing the stories for the comics. But the game isn't the main focus right now, so it won't be made for a long time. And that's where Chrono-Drifters begin. And if you enjoyed watching this video or is interested in what I'm going to do with Chrono-Drifters, please stick around, like this video and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions or question about this project, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer it. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one.